star, by the way, at LSU. It was the first play of the second quarter, a first down play from Cowboys' 43-yard line. And Manning to Beckham, obviously we saw what happened. Skip, it broke the internet. So let me ask you this. Do you believe it was the best catch ever, or rank it, if you will?
Stephen A. Smith, I've been doing this, as you well know, a long, long time. I have never, ever seen anything like this catch in pro football. We could speak in a minute about a couple of catches in college football, but I want to stay on this catch. And I want to be objective about this. As it unfolded, at first, I'm going to be honest about this, at first I thought it was going to be called offensive pass interference because it appeared to my eye and fast in real time that he threw Brandon Carr off him. But whatever, Brandon Carr did reach back and definitely fouled him last. And then for this young man to be able to gather himself on the dead run, rotate in midair, reach completely back over his head with his right hand, and snag a 43-yard pass with only his thumb and his first two fingertips. Thumb and two fingertips. It was almost inhuman to me. I've never seen a human be able to pull that off. It was as if a video game came to life. And what really drove it home for me was that NBC had some sensational pregame footage of Odell Beckham Jr. practicing this catch before the game. So for him, this is like routine. He practices it. He prepares for this kind of catch. So there's nothing freakish about it. There's nothing billion-to-one about it. He seemed after the game to be a little bit ho-hum like it. He said, hey, I hope it's not the greatest catch ever because I hope I can pull off some more better than that one. I like that attitude. I'd never seen anything quite like it.
It's the best catch I've ever seen, Skip. I go back to the days of Lynn Swann and that acrobatic catch he had in the Super Bowl. I believe it was against Joe Cowboys.
You got it.
I think about Santonio Holmes and the catch that he caught from Big Ben Roethlisberger in the Super Bowl against Arizona. I think about some of the great catches I've seen. Our very own Chris Carter pull off. David Tyree, that was just pure luck.
Pure luck.
We
all know sick to even think about it.
It was. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit for it, but it was still pure luck. That can't be disputed. This was skill. This was skill. It was athleticism. I mean, if you watch this kid practice, look at how they show the catches he was practicing before the game in slow motion. Look at how he elevates. The kid is he's an athlete. And to see what he did here, it was the most phenomenal catch. I mean, look at how outstretched he is, not just his arm, but his head as well, his whole body. I mean, listen, I've never seen a catch better. I know that some people are trying to poo-poo it. They're talking about pump the brakes. I challenge anybody to show me catches in NFL history that was better than that one. I don't recall seeing it. I brought up some of the ones that I saw that were great catches. John Stallworth, I believe, made an over-the-head one from Terry Bradshaw in the Super Bowl as well. I love that one. That's right. I also love the one Lynn Swann had in the end zone,
it was a
where he elevated and went, I've seen a few of them. I've never seen a catch like this one. This is the best catch I've ever seen.
Stephen A., I don't know if you remember this one, but the only thing I can remotely compare it to is the kid Devin Smith for Ohio State 2 years ago. He's still playing well for Ohio State now. But you remember this one? It's a one-hand, right-hand catch in the end zone. And he goes up and snags it and stops it in midair and brings it back in. It's close. It is close.
It's close.
And when I saw it, to control the ball like that with one hand, it was real close. But under the circumstances, just because it's the NFL versus college football, I got to give the nod to Odell Beckham Jr. And I do agree with this young man. I'm pretty sure he's going to show us better in the near future.
He's a bad boy, and you can imagine. I look at Jerry. Jerry Reese, the general manager for the New York Giants, has taken some heat, and deservedly so, because of their struggles. But I got to admit, with Victor Cruz in your lineup, with Odell Beckham Jr., with Ruben Randle and Rashard Jennings, it's not too shabby.
Nope.
I mean, they've got some components offensively to look at and to say, the future should be, you know, better than what the last few years has been. Odell Beckham Jr. can end up being a real deal, assuming he can take the hits and be durable enough to be out there practically every Sunday afternoon.
That's a good point.
In the NFL.
Well, he did take a knee or whatever to the back and was gone for a little while. And by the way, he's not one of these big receivers. He's, I think, 5'11", maybe 198. He's put together well. But we're not talking about the A.J. Greens or the Julio Jones or the Des Bryants, the bigger
guys.
receivers.
Yeah. OBJ as